For some, the weekend is party time, but many University of Arizona students spent a recent Saturday night raising money for children in need. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Meridian Najelski has the story.
Staying up till dawn isn't a big deal for most college students, but for kids at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, it may make all the difference.
So Up Till Dawn is actually nationwide, so it's not only at the U of A, but this is the second year that we're doing it at the U of A campus. So what it is, it's a letter writing campaign that benefits St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. And so basically we just have all the participants come in, and they each are supposed to have 50 addresses ready to go that they're going to send to like their parents, their relatives, like any family friends they have. And it's going to be like a letter soliciting donations on behalf of St. Jude.
It was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, that my sister got ovarian cancer unexpectedly. She had a 12-pound cyst removed from one of her ovaries, and she only has one ovary now. So she went through the pains of cancer for about a month or 2 months of her life, which was like 24/7. So I figured I could give, 2 hours every other week to help plan this event.
John and Dee Husson of Sierra Vista, Arizona, shared their experience at St. Jude after their son Scott was diagnosed with cancer.
Scott is 1 week away from being told that he never has to walk back into the doors of St. Jude again. We are going next week for his final checkup. And these are tears of joy. It has been a long time coming.
This event not only raised money for childhood disease, it also gave students the opportunity to make a difference. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Meridian Najelski.
University Boulevard is known to students and residents alike as a place to wind down and grab some food and coffee. But to some, it's more than that. It's the home of Ben's Bells. Videographer Jen Green shows how one parent preserves the memories of her son.
Well, Ben is my son, and I have two sons, Matthew and Ben, and Matt was almost 6 at the time, and Ben was almost 3 when he died. He died very suddenly and unexpectedly on a really, really regular day in my life. I was with croup. He had a croup virus, which is a very ordinary, mundane sort of virus usually, but it settled right into his airway and swelled it shut really, really quickly. And so we wanted to do something in Ben's memory, but we didn't, we don't have a lot of money, so we couldn't just like build a building with his name on it or anything like that. And so we came up with this idea for Ben's Bells as a way of talking about kindness in a way that's less fluffy. People talk about random acts of kindness, and Girl Scouts do that, and it's really sweet. But we wanted to talk about kindness as more like a really basic human need that we all have, and that when we're interacting with a community of people, which we do obviously every day as we move around in our world, that we need all of those people, and all of those people need us. And it just takes a shift in thinking to recognize that when you do an act of kindness for somebody, you could be changing their world right there, because that's what happened to me.
People come in to our open studio and they help to paint or make the beads out of clay, and then those are assembled onto bells, which are put around Tucson biannually. So on a tree, on a park, just anywhere for people to find. And if you come across one, there's a little note on it that says, "This is a Ben's Bell, take this home and remember to spread kindness."
If you would like to participate in the Ben's Bells project, people of all ages are welcome.
Arizona artist Ted DeGrazia used his artistic ability to celebrate history, religion, and life, leaving behind a large collection of paintings. This year, the city of Tucson will commemorate his work. Carly Gosson takes us to his centennial celebration.
Born June 14, 1909 in Morenci, Arizona, DeGrazia was more than just an artist. He helped the state's economy.
He brought a lot of people into the state. Tourists from all over the world have come to Arizona and spend their money and to come and see him.
In DeGrazia's memory, Tucson is currently honoring his talents, ambitions, and outspoken nature with the exhibit 100 Years, 100 Works at the Gallery in the Sun for the entire year.
He shows so much motion in his painting. And color, I love the colors that he uses. I think he's probably one of the better artists in the United States.
DeGrazia was one of the most prolific artists around. In his career, he probably painted somewhere 50,000 paintings. He worked in every medium you can imagine. He worked in oil, he worked in watercolors, he did enamels, he did ceramics, stained glass, on and on and on.
While DeGrazia is celebrated for his paintings and business in Arizona, he is also remembered for being vocal. In 1976, DeGrazia protested the inheritance tax on paintings for all artists.
To end up having to sell half of his paintings to pay the tax on the other half.
His self-built and painted Gallery in the Sun hosts around 40 to 50,000 people a year. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Carly Gosson.
Initially, DeGrazia started the foundation to promote his work and connect with younger generations. And speaking of Tucson's youth, when we come back, we'll talk about plans to build a soccer field for young people. But not everyone's happy about the proposal. Also, we'll tell you how budget cuts are hurting music programs at Pima Community College.
And now it's time to turn things over to Arash Army.
Arash, what do you got for us?
I've got some news on the Rillito racetrack. Events at the track have been a Tucson tradition for over 60 years, but the track may be on its last run, leaving Pima County with only a legacy. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Carly Gosson brings us to the track.
After 66 years of racing, Rillito Racetrack is facing potential closure as members of the Pima County Parks and Recreation Commission push for alternative uses for the land. Some people want the track to be transformed into 10 soccer fields with the intention to host national tournaments. Former Pima County Supervisor Ed Moore is leading the fight to save Rillito.
It's part of old Tucson. And the problem is you have a bunch of paid soccer coaches in one organization that want more soccer fields for their clients. So they don't give a damn about horse racing. They want to see the horse racing move so they can make more money for their organization.
Racing associations founded their roots at Rillito, and track supporters believe tearing it down will hurt a piece of Tucson history.
You don't tear down a part of history simply to build 10 more soccer fields. We've been able to save it for the public. We're very happy with that, and we hope we can continue to save it.
Moore and Rillito supporters have filed a petition nominating the 88 acres to become a historic district in hopes to save the track. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Carly Gosson.
With more than 40 members, UA's Camp Sports Radio has thrived in recent years, and the two newest announcers have made the biggest splash. As Scott Carpin reports, this energetic duo is Camp Sports Radio's latest hit.
It's 9 a.m. Sunday morning and two Arizona students are already wide awake.
Good morning, Tucson. My name is Chris Johnson.
And I am Zach Clark, and this is The Morning After.
Which has quickly become the hottest sports radio show on campus. Not even a year on the job, and these two UA students have formed one unstoppable radio tandem.
Even if you don't know them, it's like the goofy kids that hang out in the corner of like the party that are just like, if you give them a chance to like let them talk, it's like it'll be the best like 15 minutes you hang out with at the whole party.
You look like Larry Bird, the ultimate porn star mustache, man. It would be awesome.
It's the banter back and forth between the two of them. It's actually kind of comical.
I love to see you on stage.
I can ice skate. I can.
With a stick in your hand?
I can ice skate with anything in my hand.
You want some like comic relief in there, and they provide it pretty well.
It's because I have the attention span of a gnat. I can't string it together for more than 20 seconds, 25 tops.
It's like Beavis and Butthead, but without like the potty humor.
What makes the duo so special on air is their relationship off of it.
The main thing is that we're friends.
Yeah, really good.
I think we hang out a lot, and I think that you could put us in a room full of 100 people, and it would be exactly the same as if we were in the booth. We were hiking Sabino Canyon one time, and we were with his roommates. They can't talk about sports the whole time. Of course, for 6 hours, what do we talk about?
Yeah, that's all we do is talk about sports.
These two sports fanatics just met this year, but already have plans to become roommates next fall. And if all continues to go well, they hope to parlay this into a future profession.
I spend most of my time talking about sports anyway. Yeah. I might as well pursue the option to get paid for it.
And that's what we want to do.
And when you love your job, it doesn't become a job.
Yeah, you never work a day in your life if you love your job.
One thing could change so much, and that's kind of how I feel what's happening right now.
Once strangers, now friends. Chris Johnson and Zach Clark are sure to provide entertainment for any sports fan.
Got all the way. What are you talking about? It's gone. No way. That's a touchdown without even. You just got a shaker cam.
You just gotta shake her, dude. I will give me a bag and I'll truck stick you all day. Fine.
Whether they are on air or not. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Scott Carpin.
You can hear Clark and Johnson every Sunday morning from 9 to 11 at camp.arizona.edu.